What if I told you that the biggest transformation of your life begins when you learn how to be alone? The world always teaches you to run behind people, but history is proof that the greatest victories were achieved by those who first learned how to walk alone. In the next 5 minutes, the story you're about to hear might change the way you see loneliness forever. There are two types of people in this world. One, who are afraid of being alone, and the other, who use their loneliness to create history. Today's story is about a young man from America who was called a loser by everyone. But that same boy proved that when a person learns to walk alone, one day the whole world starts walking behind them. By the end of this story, you might stop being afraid of loneliness. In the state of Texas, America, there lived a 20-year-old boy named Jack Anderson. Jack had a dream to build a huge business one day, but his life was never easy. After finishing college, he got a job. For a while, everything seemed perfect, but just 6 months later, the company fired him. The day Jack walked out of his office carrying his belongings, it was raining heavily. He stood outside the building holding a small box in his hands. At that moment, he felt like the entire world was against him. He called his friends. One friend said, "Bro, I'm busy." Another said, "Don't worry, everything will be okay." But nobody came to stand beside him. That night, Jack sat alone in his small apartment. The room had only one chair, an old laptop, and an empty refrigerator. He looked at himself in the mirror, and for the first time, he asked himself, "Is my life really over? Or is this just the beginning of a new chapter?" The next morning, Jack made a decision. He would stop waiting for anyone. He took a piece of paper and stuck it on the wall of his room. It was written, "If nobody believes in me, I will." From that day, Jack's life started changing. Waking up at 4 a.m., running for 30 minutes, reading books for 3 hours, learning new skills online, and spending the rest of his time working on his business ideas. Every single day, without taking a single day off. 6 months passed. His bank account was almost empty. Many times he had nothing except bread and water before going to sleep. One night, Jack thought, maybe people were right. Maybe I can't do anything. But then his eyes fell on the same piece of paper. "If nobody believes in me, I will." He opened his laptop again and worked the entire night. Slowly, the online business he created started growing. On the first day, he earned only $14. He cried with happiness because those $14 were not from a job. They were the result of his hard work. Then came $100, then $1,000. And before he realized it, he was earning thousands of dollars every month. One day, the same friends who had left him alone came to his office. They asked, "Jack, how did you become so successful?" Jack smiled and replied, "The day I became alone was the day I became stronger." If you always walk with the support of others, you will never discover your true strength. Loneliness does not come to break you. It comes to create a new version of you. Remember, whether it is America or any other country, the path to success is always different from the crowd. A lion walks alone, an eagle flies alone, and the strongest person is the one who keeps working even when nobody is clapping for them. If nobody is standing with you today, don't feel sad. Maybe God has kept you alone. Because he is preparing you for the biggest victory of your life. One day, Jack received an invitation to speak at a huge entrepreneur summit in New York. Around 5,000 people were sitting in the hall. As soon as Jack walked onto the stage, the entire hall filled with applause. But Jack stood silently for a few seconds. Then he took out an old folded piece of paper from his pocket. The same paper that said, "If nobody believes in me, I will." He showed it to everyone and said, "Today, people see my success, but nobody saw the night when I had only $17 left in my bank account. Nobody saw the days when I walked in the cold because I didn't have money for gas. And nobody saw the tears I cried alone in my room." The entire hall became silent. Jack continued, "If I had given up at that time, I would not be standing here today. Success does not come to those who follow the crowd. Success comes to those who keep working on their dreams, even in darkness." When his speech ended, the entire hall stood up and started clapping. But suddenly, a 16-year-old boy ran toward Jack. His eyes were filled with tears. He said, "Sir, I feel very alone too. People at school make fun of me. My family says I'm good for nothing. Can I ever become successful?" Jack smiled. He placed his hand on the boy's shoulder and said, "When people think you are weak, that is the moment God is making you stronger. Don't waste your time proving people wrong. Work so hard that your success becomes your answer." That day, the boy decided to change his life. 5 years later, Jack was sitting in his office. Suddenly, his secretary said, "Sir, someone wants to meet you." The door opened. A young businessman walked in, wearing an expensive suit, a confident smile on his face, and holding a small box in his hand. Jack could not recognize him. The young man smiled and said, "Sir, I am that same 16-year-old boy, the one who asked you 5 years ago if I could ever become successful." Jack's eyes filled with emotions. The young man opened the box. Inside was a new piece of paper. It said, "When nobody stood beside me, I stood beside myself." The young man said, "Sir, that day you didn't just give me advice. You changed my entire life." Jack smiled, looked toward the sky, and softly said, "Loneliness was never my enemy. It was my greatest teacher."